Hi everybody, welcome to 30 Day Abs. It's day 14 and we're gonna get right at it today. So we're gonna start with traditional curl-ups. So you wanna find your way down to your mat, get your feet about hip distance apart, hands can come back behind your head, across the chest, or reaching toward the knees. So we're gonna do 25 curl-ups and we're gonna focus on a little range of motion today. So I want you to lift up to where you feel that sticking point. Come up just a little higher if you can. You'll feel that pressure. Maybe your voice, if you're talking, sounds a little strained at that point. Lift just beyond that sticking point and then lower back down. So that's 3 of them already. Let's go lift, extend, and down. Exhale, pull that belly tight, and control. Your challenge is to see if you can get your shoulder blades as off the floor as you can without coming into a hip flexor led sit up. So it's all just from curling your spine. And we're going to do 25 of these. This is a really fundamental exercise. A classic, if you will. And it's all about positioning. So you want to feel a little space under your lower back, perhaps as you come down. And as you lift, that lower back drops a bit. And as you push just a little bit higher, you might feel your lower back touch the floor. It just depends on how much natural curve you have in your back. And I think that was about 15, so let's do 10 more. Just showing you different arm possibilities. So you'll remember, do you want it to be a little bit easier of a lift? Or do you want it to be a little bit more challenging in terms of load? Or do you want a little relief for your neck? It just depends on what you like. We're finding that sticking point, reaching up just a little higher, and then controlling it down. So you don't want to just give up in between repetitions, but just roll back out of it. Let's do 5 more. And 1 more for good measure. Up and up, controlled back down. Great job. Now from here, we're gonna bring our feet together and our knees together, and we're gonna roll our knees off in whatever direction you choose. You can put your hands any way you like to. If you like a little extra back support, extend your arm that's in the same direction as the legs, and you can still support your neck by coming into a little curl right there. That feels pretty great. I might do that one. If you like it a little bit more challenging, hands back behind the head. If you prefer to keep that tight little bundle right there, you may. I think I'm gonna take the gentle back version. This elbow stays wide open because I'm not trying to pull on my head, but I'm trying to pull from my belly, from my midsection. So we're gonna do 15 of these on each side. We're lifting as if we're trying to get toward the ceiling, even though half of our body is facing the wrong direction. And you'll feel that pressure, hopefully pretty quickly, right there over the hip bone and under the rib cage. These feel great. If that feels too hard, you can put that foot on the floor. Gives you just a little different feel. If you like to put a yoga block or a ball in between the knees, you can do that as well. Otherwise, just hold with a little strength and try to stay stable in the lower body. You don't have to be perfect, as I'm demonstrating. 4, 3, 2, and I hope that that was 15. We're gonna do that right over to the other side, feet and knees as close together as we can. Maybe that same arm off to the side, maybe the other arm behind the head, or your handhold of choice. So we're gonna lift up 15 times. Exhaling on that lift, Maybe seeing if you can get those shoulder blades as off the floor as you can and still control back down. These are so simple in a way, but so complicated in another way. I know I feel it so much right now. That's great. I think this was 10, so I'm going to do just 5 more. Great job. Relax, do something that feels good for a minute. Maybe draw your knees into your chest. Anything that makes you happy. When you're ready, we're going to roll up and turn and face downward for our plank today. Now I'm going to give you an extra hard plank, so please remember that you always have the option of coming to your knees. And in fact, if you want it to be even easier, you can walk back into a tabletop. As long as you're engaging that belly, then you're engaging that belly. However, a little bit harder would be to walk out. The heels of your hands are right under your armpits, and harder still would be to extend. I do want to let you know, if you extend your legs today and you find it's a little too hard, if you walk your feet out wider, that's going to make this noticeably easier to do. So we're going to pick whichever arm we want to start with. We're going to come down to an elbow, down to the other elbow, then come back to the same hand you started with, and back to that same hand. So we'll go right, left, or left, right. You can do this with a narrower stance, and you'll feel a tremendous amount of stability work going on. Please make sure whatever you do that you're not hanging with a saggy back. So I'd rather see your hips hiked up a little too far than see them hang down a little too low. Please feel free to come to your knees, which is not easy, but it is easier. Breathe in the whole time, and please lift up that belly and squeeze that booty. I probably should have counted these because they are so hard. So I hope that was 10. We're gonna do one more set, because we have to lead with the other arm. So shake that out, wiggle your fingers, stretch your wrists if you need to, or even if you just want to. All right, are you ready? Last set, we're gonna lead. If you led with the right side last time, lead with the left side this time. And we'll begin by coming down to the elbow. Each step is deliberate, so we're not trying to plunk down to the floor, but we're controlling every step. Really, feel that work as you take that down and that nice little push-up on the way up. You don't have to do 10 of these in each side. You might need to build up to that. It's a challenging piece of work for sure. That's why I waited till day 14 to spring it on you. And yeah, it's a lot of triceps and shoulders as well. It's a lot for an abs challenge. However, our bodies are all interconnected, so I don't feel bad about it. I want to come close to you and tell you great job. I'll see you tomorrow.